With FNCS being less than a week away, we are faced with the debate which seems to pop up every season, and that is who is currently the top 10 best players in the world. Now, my video is not going to be some random 1v1 tournament like Cypher PK does. I'm basically just going to be going off of placements, what I personally think their skill level is, and everything like that heading into this season's FNCS. Before we get into this video though, if you guys are new to the channel, please just subscribe right now because we are trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of summertime. I appreciate every single new person that does sub and turn on notifications. If you want to support me even more, the best way to do so is by using code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop. Without further ado though, let's get straight into this video. All right, so I just want to quickly include that this list does not have EU players that are still currently on EU. I just don't watch EU enough to have enough knowledge and being able to properly rank them into my list. So there will be EU players on this list that have just moved to NA, but other than that, it is going to be mainly just an NA list. All right, starting off with in 10th place, we have Iamzo. Iamzo got 10th place in last season's FNCS, as well as 18th place in the first Cash Cup of this season. He is playing with Tayson though, so I do expect his placements to go up from there. But in my opinion, Iamzo has become super underrated recently. I feel like he is definitely one of like the top 5 to top 10 fighters on the region and possibly even in the whole world. I don't know why Iamzo is not more popular. He used to place good literally every single Cash Cup, and he would place very good in FNCS as well. He's just not as big of a name as I think he should be, and that is why he deserves at least my top 10 spot in this list. All right, 9th place, I have Reet. There was 2 players I was debating putting here. I was either going to put Reet or Clix, but specifically because Reet got 2nd in last FNCS, and just based on his pure fighting ability, I do still believe he is currently a better player than Clix in competitive. This isn't about creative. This is about specifically competitive, and I do still believe he is a better player at this current time than Clix is. But he got 2nd in last FNCS and 10th in the first Duo Cash Cup of the season, as well as dropping like a 35 elimination win in last season's Cash Cup, so his fighting ability is still top tier. All right, in 8th place, I have Acorn, the 3-time FNCS winner, getting 5th place in the last FNCS, 6th place in the recent Duo Cash Cup, and then 1st place in Duo Cash Cup Opens. Acorn is probably a top 2 IGL in the game right now. I would say the only IGL better than him is someone that I have coming up later on in this video. But Acorn is by far one of the smartest players this game has ever seen. He has been on top of the game for so long now, and he is still also a very underrated fighter. I feel like a lot of the accusations that like he was getting carried by Cold kind of ended a couple seasons ago now, and people really do finally realize just how great Acorn really is. I'm very curious to where you guys would rank Acorn in the comment section down below, because this one was definitely one of the harder ones for me. He's undeniably definitely a top 10 player in the world. I just don't really know what spot he should correctly go in, but to me, he is at least in 8th place. All right, in 7th place was another one that was very hard to rank. I have Poyo. Poyo obviously won the recent grand finals. He won 4 straight Duo Cash Cups last season, got 4th place in the recent Duo Cash Cup, and he is technically the fragger in the duo with Peterbot. And I feel like you just have to have Poyo on this list simply because of his accomplishments. And even with all of the clout that Peterbot has been getting recently, Poyo is still such an underrated player in this game. He literally fits Peterbot's playstyle perfectly. Like if Peterbot had any duo other than Poyo, I really do not believe he would be as successful as he is right now. Like if you look at the tweet that Poyo and Peterbot's coach actually said, they said Poyo doesn't get the appreciation that he should be getting with all the hype around Pete, and that's all you guys got to know. Most calm player, especially in grands, plays fully supportive to enable Peterbot's playstyle and puts in the grind and VODs himself. Literally the perfect teammate for him, which I couldn't agree with more. All right, in 6th place, I have Bugha. Bugha got a pretty disappointing 13th place in last season's FNCS, but he just got 2nd in the recent Duo Cash Cup, and I think that Aviv is just a better duo for him than Adriz was. So I expect him to have a lot better season this season, and you know he has to qualify for that LAN event, so he is going to be fully locked in all season. He is definitely going to be a top 10 player on this region, and it is just Bugha at the end of the day. You guys all know what Bugha has accomplished in his career. Multiple FNCS wins, winning World Cup, good LAN placements, everything like that. He has one of the most decorated careers, and he is still going. So yeah, Bugha definitely has to be at least top 6 on this list. All right, top 5 here. This is where we start to get a little bit controversial. I have Vino in 5th place. He got 11th in the last grands and then 22nd in the last Duo Cash Cup. So his last 2 placements are obviously not like super impressive, but Vino to me is still definitely one of the top 5 players in the world, and specifically, especially on NA, he is definitely a top 5 player on this region currently. A lot of people have very high hopes for him and Clix this season, and I think they will live up to expectations. Vino is one of the smartest players in the game, as well as one of the scariest fighters in the game at the same time. He was kind of like Peterbot before Peterbot, just obviously not like as mechanically skilled, but a lot of people for a very long time did consider Vino to be one of the scariest fighters in the world. And if you watch any of the scrim games or Cash Cup games he has been playing with Clix recently, he is just such a a smart player that I don't think there's any way you can put him any lower than at least 5th on your top 5 list. In 4th place, I have Vino's duo from last season, Tayson. Tayson is obviously, and again, like one of the most decorated players in the world, arguably a top 2 to top 3 player of all time, and he is still currently at least a top 4 player in the world. His recent placements are obviously that 11th place at FNCS Grand Finals last season with Vino, and in the recent Cash Cup they got 18th, but like I said with the Yamzo earlier, I feel like his placements will slowly improve throughout the season. Tayson is one of the most winningest players of all time, being one of the few people in Fortnite history to reach over $1 million in earnings. There is still 3 other people that I would currently put over Tayson though, and starting off with in 3rd place, I have Cold. Cold to me is the 2nd best fighter on the whole planet, including EU, including OCE, including every single region. Cold is literally that guy when it comes to fighting. He got 6th in the recent Duo Cash Cup, 1st in the recent Duo Cash Cup Opens, and then last FNCS they did place top 5. I'm pretty sure Cold is a 2-time FNCS winner now with Acorn, so he does have multiple FNCS championships to his name, as well as being an insane solo player. He was dropping a bunch of high illumination games in the solo Cash Cup last season. Cold is just one of those players that I feel like you can put with almost any duo and they will be successful, but especially since he is playing with Acorn, he is a top 3 player in the whole world. All right, 2nd place, it's time to get super controversial here. I have Kanata in 2nd place. Kanata got 3rd place in last season's FNCS Grand Finals, as well as 3rd place in the first Duo Cash Cup of the season with somebody that is not even his duo. I do believe that Kanata is currently the 2nd best IGL in the world, but he is also just one of the smartest players ever this game has ever seen. He's been placing highly for years now, and especially with him being able to pick up Cooper last season and instantly be able to get a top 3 in FNCS Grand Finals, as well as a 4th place, a 9th place, and a 3rd place in the Duo Cash Cup Finals throughout the seasons. He basically just top 5s every single event he ends up playing in. I'm very curious to hear what you guys have to think about this, and if you guys think that Kanata is currently the 2nd best player on NA right now. All right, in 1st place, it should be obvious if it wasn't already, it is still Peterbot. Peterbot got 1st place in last FNCS Grand Finals, won every single Duo Cash Cup last season, got 4th place in the first Duo Cash Cup this season, which he very easily could have won as well. He is the most dominant player this game has ever seen, and I don't think he is going to be slowing down anytime soon. Peterbot could definitely go back to back and win this season's FNCS as well. It's going to be a lot harder than it was last season, but he does have the skill for it, and he is not carried by the Grim Coin at all, and I think he did just prove that after the first Duo Cash Cup this season. Obviously, Peterbot is the best fighter in the game, but I also think he is the best IGL in the game as well. If you guys didn't know, he is actually the IGL in the duo with Poyo, so it is kind of insane to be able to be like the best at 2 of the biggest things in Fortnite. That's like being in the NBA and being the best defender as well as the best offensive player in the league. It's just some things that are never heard of, and that is just the description of Peterbot right there. Other than that though, that is pretty much all for today's video. I want you guys to leave your top 10 list in the comment section down below, because I am very curious to hear what you guys have to say, and let me know if you guys think this is a good or bad list. Just tell me all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Remember, we are trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of summertime. Use code KDOG in the Fortnite item shop. Thank God for another day, and I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Catch you guys next time. Peace out.